So to end our series on the MS personality, I wanted to share a case study with you so that we can kind of see the personality at work, and we can see where this case study probably needs to head to keep yourself healthy. So this actually comes from one of the participants who asked, but how does this MS personality cause you to get MS? So what I always love working with people who've just recently been diagnosed. I love working with people who've been diagnosed 20 years before, but the biggest difference is someone who was and has had MS for a very long time is they will come into the sessions with this mindset that the MS took their life away and that they had this wonderful life before MS came in and screwed everything and made them lose their job and lose everything. And all they want to do is get rid of their MS so they can go back to their lives. When I work with someone who has only recently been diagnosed and recently had their first exacerbation, we can really look at the details of what was going on at that time when the body just went ballistic, right, and had its first symptoms. So in this case study, this woman, what she explained is every morning she was getting up super early at the crack of dawn so that she can get ready and take off to work to try to avoid the commute, right, the traffic. Then she would get to work and she would try to get everything done in the 8 hours, just click all the boxes, get everything done, get everything done. There was a lot to do. So she was just on task because she wanted to get done on time so that, again, she could try to avoid the commute. Commute was still about an hour, but it was better than having to be like an hour and 45 minutes. So she was go, 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 every day. By the time she got home, she was exhausted. Usually she didn't really even feel like making dinner, so they would eat whatever. And then what happened is her husband had a midlife crisis. And so remember, this is someone with the MS personality. So at this job that she's trying to do in 8 hours and get everything done, she's also trying to do her best and give 110%. So she's already pushing herself here to the max. Then when she gets home, her husband's having a midlife crisis, so she wants to fix it. She wants him to feel better. She wants to find the solution so he'll feel better and then she'll be okay. This is what we've been working on today, the able parent versus saving. So she's trying to save him. Every day, working like crazy, get home, too tired to make dinner, but need to focus on my husband and saving him. After a little while, she starts having stomach problems. And then what happens? She has to start doing appointments to find out what's wrong with her stomach. Is it her colon? What's going on? All this with all this other stuff that's happening. She's, already super tight her schedule, and she's going to these appointments and they tell her, oh, the best thing is we're just going to do this surgery that'll get your body feeling a lot better. And it's just 2 days to recover. And then you can go right back to work. So she gets her surgery, takes 2 days off, and then, of course, immediately goes back to work again, 5 a.m. in the morning, super, super early, get everything, come home, husband crisis. 1 month later, she has her first exacerbation. Now, as you think about the MS personality, how does this personality contribute to her body getting to the point that it said no? Now, fortunately, when she then had to go to the doctor to find out what is going on now, what are these symptoms, and the doctor said this could be MS, the best thing for you to do is you're going to have to relax. You've got to reduce your stress, and let's see how how this unfolds. It scared her enough that she quit her job, gave herself some months off, and then found a job in which she was able to work from home. So all of a sudden you cut an hour in the morning, an hour something in the afternoon, you have extra time. She only has to wake up maybe half an hour before she has to be at work. And at the same time, her husband has gone to therapy. So he's getting his issue worked professionally, so she doesn't have to focus on that. She has extra time so that she can start doing the things that feed her soul and being with her friends and doing things and recovering and eating well. Well, after a period of time, maybe it was about 12, 15 months since that first exacerbation, all her symptoms have disappeared. Now notice what her life is like now, and what do you think contributed to her body no longer MSing? But this is the thing. As we start exploring how her life is doing now, she's starting to comment that she's not having lunch oftentimes because she wants to do a really good job and get as much as she can done because the company is understaffed. Are you seeing how that MS personality is slowly creeping back? Now imagine if the company continues to be understaffed and maybe her mom gets sick. And so she decides she needs to go and save her mom. And so she's going to go to her mom's house every day and commute there after doing her 8 hours at home without having lunch. Do you see how it might take years, or it might take just a few months for that next exacerbation to happen? If she doesn't recognize what are those traits, those coping mechanisms that might get her back into trouble. Recognize them. And so I want to ask you, if you were to coach her as an able adult, not shooting her, not saving her, but coaching her, what might you share with her about your own MS, about what you've discovered, about what might get her into trouble? You are now in a position to recognize what are some of those things that can get you into trouble. And as you see books and presentations and documentaries and courses and coaches and maybe other work that I put out there, you can start doing that work of easing yourself out of those coping mechanisms. This is Eva Clark of Healing Multiple Sclerosis. Thank you for being here with me on this series. This is Eva Clark of Healing Multiple Sclerosis, and I wish you well on your journey to healing your MS.